What is going on, New York Giant fans? Welcome back to another Roster Bubble Series video. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or a video drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Also, share this out. A lot more content coming for you guys. Roster predictions. That's going to be on the way after the Roster Bubble Series is done. Previews for the preseason games. And a lot more stuff coming your way. So we appreciate you guys. Definitely hit the subscribe button, do all the good stuff. With that being said, another Roster Bubble Series video. 5 to 10 minutes long, these usually take. I take a player that's on the cusp of being cut. I talk about their background. I talk about their competition. I talk about how they could win a spot on the roster, how they could lose a spot on the roster, and a prediction at the end. So today we're going to go over a guy who was recently signed by the New York Giants. That is Sean Harlow. Harlow is 28 years old. He's 6'4", 284 pounds, which I'm surprised for an interior offensive lineman he's not more. Anyway, he was a 4th-round pick of the Atlanta Falcons out of Oregon State in 2017, so he's got a couple of years on him. With that being said, did not play a single game in his rookie year, was cut, waived by the Falcons. 2019, he comes back to the Falcons. That's after a short stint with Indianapolis. He actually was signed to the practice squad of the Falcons in 2018, but 2019 he got some playing time, specifically one game. Then, with that being said, 2020, he did not get any playing time. 2021 with Arizona, he signed with Arizona. He was signed to a futures contract. Then he was released. Then he was signed to the practice squad and then promoted to the active roster due to all types of injuries happening on the offensive line. He played in 15 games and started 5 of them. Then the following season with Arizona, which was last season, he played in a total of 17 games and 3 starts. In those 3 starts, which is equal to 228 snaps, 2 sacks and 13 pressures were given up. He wasn't given a very good PFF grade, if you guys are into that. But over his career, he's amassed 441 snaps at left guard and 222 at center. So he does have some versatility to him. To be honest with you, I haven't heard of this guy, at least before he was signed. Just to go over a quick snap percentages, in 2021 with Arizona, 441 snaps, which is 42% of the offensive snaps, and a total of 15 games, and also 19% of the offensive snaps in 17 games, which equated to 228 snaps. This is going to be an interesting situation because I did a video on J.C. Hassenauer, and I predicted Hassenauer to make the roster. And now Harlow comes in, a guy with a little bit less experience, and not as good as Hassenauer. Not that Hassenauer was like this Pro Bowl guy, but Hassenauer was a proven starter for a couple of years with the Steelers. This guy, he's a journeyman developmental kid. With that being said, here's what his competition looks like. Shane Lemieux, who's getting a lot of right guard snaps with the 2nd and 3rd team for the New York Giants during training camp. Corey Cunningham, who surprisingly has not played much tackle. He's played more guard on the interior, left and right guard. Tyree Phillips, who's played tackle and right guard and left guard for the first team. So he's been rotating around. So I would like to think that the New York Giants rate him a little higher than the other guys. Wyatt Davis, who's been playing right tackle, but could probably play right guard and left guard in a couple of different situations. But he's been playing right tackle for the 3rd team. So just something to look out for, but he is still competing with Sean Harlow. Devery Hamilton, who's played mostly right tackle and left tackle for the 3rd team. And Jack Anderson, who's been playing left guard, right guard, and center for the 2nd and 3rd team. So a couple of guys moving around. In terms of experience-wise and how they match up, I think that Harlow has more experience than Shane Lemieux. Probably about the same as Corey Cunningham. Definitely more than Wyatt Davis and Devery Hamilton, and also Jack Anderson too. So he comes in as an experienced guy, but also at the end of the day, which we'll get to down the line, is he a guy worth keeping around, or do you think that you could find better guys on the waiver wire, which the Giants will definitely be looking at for backup players, special teams, whatever. So how can Harlow win a spot on the roster? Stand out strong in 1v1s versus the second and third defensive linemen. That's going to go into the practices as well, the joint practices specifically against the Detroit Lions, because we could always say, oh, he dominated Ryder Anderson, he dominated Jordan Riley or whatever, and obviously we have no proof of that right now. I'm just saying it for scenario's sake. But when he goes up against guys on the Lions and the Panthers in preseason games, he's going to have to stand out strong. And, who knows if injuries will happen. Obviously, they got a couple of rotations right now with the first team, so I don't think Sean Harlow will crack the first team lineup, but he'll probably be with the second team, left guard or third team center, or, move around and all those sorts of things. But exhibit versatility as well, left guard and center. Try to play equally as well at those positions. And, you got Anderson playing center a little bit. You got Shane Lemieux playing center a little bit. So all sorts of guys are moving around. You kind of have to just show off your experience and exhibit your versatility over the guys that you are competing with. How can he lose? Outperformed by fellow vets, journeyman on offense. In terms of offense, like competition-wise, of course. And then defensively, obviously, the guys he's going up against. If he's getting beat by Jordan Riley, that's a little sad. And I'm just, once again, making it for scenario's sake to bring it to the conversation. But Jordan Riley's a 7th-round pick who's been at like 4 different colleges compared to Sean Harlow, who's been with 2-3 different teams, but he's got experience under his belt at the NFL level in terms of playing time. He's got a total of 670 snaps in his career over the past few years, which isn't bad compared to some of the other guys we have. But again, if he's losing the easy reps against guys who really shouldn't be making the roster on the defensive side, that's going to work so much against him. So how can he win? Stand out strong versus the second and third D line in 1v1s, and overall just in 11-on-11s too. Exhibit versatility, stay healthy, show off veteran experience. How can he lose? Outperformed by fellow vets, journeyman on offense and defense, and if he's not healthy too. So for right now, I'm going to have him making the roster. I was originally going to say, okay, this guy's going to get cut, but I think he's going to make the roster. I don't think he will make the after 53. There's the initial 53 and there's the after 53 where they do the waiver wire the day after and all these sorts of things. I think the Giants will probably be able to find another backup center on the waiver wire, someone who's got a little bit more experience and has, I would say is more respectable in terms of talent than a guy like Sean Harlow. But right now I have him making the initial 53. I could definitely be wrong. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when the live stream pops or your drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Peace out, guys. See you later, and stay cool.